Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Amy and this is Thrift Adventure. I'm a full-time reseller primarily on the Poshmark app, but I do dabble on other online platforms and I sell locally. Today I'll be doing a ship with me video. In these videos, I go day to day and I share the different items that I'm shipping out. I talk about how much they sold for, what I paid for them, and what my total profit was. So you want to be sure to watch all the way until the end because I always have interesting and unique items, and I'm sure you can learn some new things to keep your eyes out for when you're out thrifting. So let's get started. It's Thursday and I was out of town all last week or the week before, so I decided to split the videos for this week into two because I had a lot of sales last week and then I also had a lot of sales the last couple of days. I've got a couple really exciting things to share with you. So the first item sold on Poshmark, and it is this vintage sterling silver beaded necklace. This is pretty long and it is marked with the Taxco mark. It has a T and TX925 or Mexico 925, and Taxco is an area in Mexico that they make jewelry. A lot of the pieces are very nicely made, and there are some really great designers who designed for Taxco. Some of them are more collectible than others. This is a really heavy, solid piece, and it ended up selling for $103. I'm very excited about that. I like to keep my eyes out for this because sometimes having the Taxco stamp can increase the value of items, particularly if you can attribute it to a certain designer. I paid $5 for this at an estate sale, so that was a really great purchase. I sent out 20% off offers with discounted shipping on everything in my closet, and I think that this sold as a result of that because I think I had it listed at $129, but I am just thrilled with the $103. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $75.38. That is really a wonderful profit on a single item. I love having profits over $50. I wish all of my items were like that. So I get a 3-pack of craft jewelry boxes at the dollar store, and then I use ribbon that I pick up at estate sales and thrift stores. I only like to buy pre-owned ribbon because I figure my buyers are just going to throw it away and it's much cheaper, 10 cents a quarter, 50 cents. Okay, so I just realized I forgot to make up my boxes for my items, but that's okay. I'll do it afterwards. The next item that sold is this really cool vintage blue beaded necklace, and this is actually blue coral with sterling silver beads. The only reason that I could confirm that was because at the estate sale I got it at, it came with the original little flyer that confirmed that it was blue coral. So this was another pretty great sale. It sold for $55. Let's see, this is gonna go in a different type of box here, so I'm gonna lay it out. I also got this at an estate sale. This one I only paid $3 for. One of our estate sale companies prices their jewelry so affordably at $1, $3, $5, $8. Sometimes a little bit higher, or she's starting to price things a little bit higher, but I still think her prices are very reasonable. So I paid $3 for it. Let's see, maybe this only sold, I have my profit as $28.98, but that doesn't make sense for how much it sold for and what I paid for it. So I'm gonna have to recalculate that. But I would guess that my profit is actually somewhere in the $40 range on this. Another really great sale. For those of you who are new here, I love buying and selling vintage items, particularly jewelry, because it doesn't take up very much space and I can find it pretty easily in my area. It is not a super quick seller, however, it does inevitably sell, and I try and keep my buy-in cost low so that it doesn't matter if it takes a little while to sell. Okay, the next item, I was kind of hesitant to even list these. They are a pair of kind of chunky pearl earrings, but they are screwbacks. And they were just so kind of plain, you know, nothing really exciting to them, that I was like, do I even really want to take the time to list these? But I have a ton of lower dollar jewelry that I have been procrastinating listing. And so I've just been trying to add in a couple of pieces as I am, you know, photographing other higher priced jewelry. These ended up selling for $14, which I think is great for what they are. My cost of goods was $0 on these. They were given to me. Sometimes my friends will give me jewelry. Sometimes people will bring me a big box of jewelry and I'll pick out what I want, and then they'll just be like, you can have the rest. So on occasion, I do get things for free. So that made my profit $9.03. I can't complain about that all for a free item. Okay, the next item that sold is this Tony Lama belt. And I believe that this was never worn. It didn't really have any signs of wear, and the little tag on the inside was still there. It did, however, have a scratch on the buckle, which I noted in the listing, but it sold for $48. I got this on a recent thrift trip that I purchased a whole bunch of belts on. This one was priced a little bit higher at $10, but I got so many belts, some for $1, some for $2, so it made my average cost of goods for the belts at $3 for that trip, which is in line with what I like to keep my belt cost at. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $35.40. I'm really thrilled with that. This didn't really take very long to sell either. So that always makes me very happy. Okay, another belt sale. Again, if you are new, you'll see that I love selling belts. They do really well for me. This is a Michael Kors belt, and it is marked just there on the buckle. This ended up selling for $26. I picked this up just because it had kind of a Y2K vibe to it, and it was $3. It ended up selling for $26. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $17.80. So a couple just bread and butter sales. I have one more sale from Poshmark, and then a really exciting sale from Chairish. You guys are not gonna believe what I sold this item for and what I paid for it. So exciting. So the next item that sold is this pair of vintage Miu Miu loafers, which Miu Miu, MIU is a very expensive brand. These ended up selling for $75. I've kind of been letting some of my designer shoes go over the last couple of weeks for reasonable prices because I have had lots of them listed for so long. These have been listed over a year, you know, and I started them pretty high and sent out offers and relisted them and reduced the price, did all the things. And then I got this offer for $75, so I decided to go ahead and accept that. These are also a consignment piece. So, you know, after a certain amount of time, the consigners are, you know, just ready to get their items sold and get their money. So I do a 50-50 split after website fees. So that made my profit $30 and my cost of goods $30, which is what I will pay my consigner. I don't do a ton of consignment, or I try not to, because it's just time consuming and I have so many of my own items to list. Okay, so here is the super exciting sale. It is this pair of Tbird paperweight sculptures, figurines, and these are made from cast iron. I have had these for at least 8 years, and I knew they were something good, but I could never figure out what they were, so I just had them sitting on a shelf at my house until I figured it out. And these sold for $500 for the pair, you guys. So I was watching one of Laura Caldwell's videos, and she found a piece, an owl by this artist, and somehow she figured out who the artist was. And I was like, oh my gosh, those look like those little iron paperweights that I have. And so I did some research, and sure enough, they were by that artist. So the artist is Nobuho Maya. Pardon if I'm mispronouncing that. That's Nobuho and then Miya. So my title was Mid-Century Nobuho Maya, Cast Iron, Bird and Pelican, Japanese Paperweights, Figurines, a pair. So they did, once I listed them earlier this year. I think it's probably been about 6 months or so that they have been listed, and I listed them for $629 for the pair. There were some comps in the $300 range per per figurine. I couldn't find any of these exact ones, but I am thrilled with that $500 sale because I paid $3 a piece for them, so a total of $6. Chairish charges a 22% seller's fee. I also charged a $5 packaging fee to the buyer, which is in addition to the shipping fee that the buyer pays. So that made my total sales price $505. After Chairish's fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $392. I'm so excited. These are just a cute little thing, and I'm so glad that I waited until I figured out the artist, because otherwise, what would I have sold these for? $50 a piece, maybe, if I couldn't have figured out the artist. So that is it for today, but don't go anywhere, because there will be at least one more clip after this showing what else I sell. Also, if you enjoy these types of videos, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. It's totally free, and it means so much to me when you hit that subscribe button. Also, if you could give this video a thumbs up and comment down below, those things really help me out. They tell YouTube that people enjoy my videos, and that helps my channel grow. Okay, I will see you soon. Hey there, it's Saturday, and I've got a few more things to ship out. I also wanted to mention that I got a pretty great haul at the Goodwill yesterday, so I'm going to add that haul onto the end of this video. So after I share my sales, I'm going to share the stuff that I picked up. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. The first item that sold is this vintage leather belt. I believe it's handmade, and it kind of had this braided detail on it. I was actually on the fence about picking this up, and then it sold very quickly. I think within like 2 weeks, it sold for $23, I think with discounted shipping, but I think $23 is just fine. I paid $1 for it. That's the reason that I was like, it's $1, why not just go ahead and pick it up? So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $17.40. Really a great profit for a $1 investment and for a quick flip. I did get a ton of belts at the Goodwill yesterday. And then when I was shopping in Palm Springs, I got quite a few belts also because I didn't have very much room in my suitcase. So I was looking for items that I could pick up that I could easily cram in spaces in my suitcase. Okay, the next sale is a bundle of two pairs of boots, and this bundle sold for $110. This person got a pretty good deal, but I had these listed for a little while and I still made a great profit, so I went ahead and accepted her $110 offer. The first pair is a pair of Merrell knee-high boots. I believe that these were marked waterproof, and they are in excellent condition. I mean, hardly any wear on the bottom. So, I mean, really, this one pair of Merrell boots is probably worth, well, I guess it just depends, $60 to $80. So maybe this isn't as great of a deal for the buyer as I was thinking. I mean, it's still a good deal for a pair of excellent condition Merrell boots. I thought these were really cute, and I did pay up for them a little bit. I paid $20 for just this pair of boots, but they were my size, so I thought, well, if I can't get a decent price for them, I will just keep them and wear them. But I was happy with this offer that this buyer made me, so I decided to just go ahead and accept it. So she got this brown pair of knee-high boots and also this black pair of knee-high boots. Now this pair of boots was a brand that I had never heard of, but you can probably tell that they are really nice quality, expensive looking boots. Here, let's see, can you see that? I don't know. There is the little logo, and these are, I can't even remember the name brand. They are El Naturalista, but all leather. They almost look handmade, and I just grabbed them because they look like they were nice quality. And then I looked up the brand, and sure enough, they had a pretty decent retail. I think in the $100 to $150 range, and they were almost like new as well. I'm going to finish packaging those up off camera. So they sold for $110. I paid $20 for the Merrell, $7 for the other, so a total of $27. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $61. I think that's just fine, and I hope the buyer loves those boots. Oh, there we go. The next item is kind of a fun and funky vintage blazer, probably from the 80s or the 90s. I just picked it up because it was colorful and it kind of had this western, southwestern vibe. This ended up selling for $25. Also, I picked it up because it was at a fill the bag sale. So I like to pick up unique vintage and different items like that when I'm at those types of sales to bring my overall cost of goods down and kind of experiment with different things. So did I say this sold for $25? I paid less than $1 for it. So after, I think this had discounted shipping also. So after Posh fees, my cost of goods, and that shipping discount, that made my profit $16.98. I think that's great. This did take a little longer to sell, which is kind of typical with unique vintage like this. But when I have a low buy-in cost, that doesn't really bother me too much when things take time to sell. My sticker doesn't want to stay stuck on here. And that's just, I use thank you stickers. These actually say, warning, opening this package will cause extreme happiness. I thought those were really cute. Okay, so that is it for this week for sales. But like I said, I will share that haul. And so these are just sales from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's noon on Saturday. So I had a total of $984 in sales, which I think is wonderful. That wouldn't have been near as high if I hadn't had that big $500 sale, but still great. My total cost of goods was $79, so that is an amazing return on investment. And my total profit after Posh fees, my cost of goods, and any shipping discounts was $693.97. I am thrilled with that, especially because I was on vacation last week and I did not list anything and I had very little activity in the app. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'll share some of the great things that I found at Goodwill yesterday. I'll be right back. I decided to end the video here and let Tbird make an appearance for Thanksgiving. She says, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day with family or friends or however you choose to spend it. I will be doing an independent video for that thrift haul that I kept talking about. I got some pretty great stuff. I don't know what she is doing. We are out on her perch in the living room. That's why the backdrop looks different. But that thrift haul will go live well, hopefully tomorrow. I don't know if you can hear Millie is playing in the background, but all right. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying my videos, I'd love it if you would subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching.